All right, what's good, my ninjas? What's popping tonight? It's your boy Rob back at it again. Day 9. Streaming pretty much every day for the month of December so I can build a catalog of content for you Asian guys to help you guys with your dating and relationships cuz look, it's tough out there. I get it. But yeah, if this is your first time tuning in, welcome. My name is Rob Based. I'm a dating and relationship coach for Asian men. I've been helping divorced dads for the last 7 years, but I decided to pretty much switch gears and help Asian guys out. Cause look, I don't know if you guys noticed, I'm Asian too. You know what I'm saying? So, and I know we got it the worst out here. So I want to make sure you guys are catching up with all the modern dating advice out there because it can get really confusing. I know. All right, I've been there too. Um, and I really don't want you guys stuck trying to figure this out because it gets costly. All right. So you might as well do it right the first time and save yourself a little bit of grief and a lot of failed first dates, okay? Or failed relationships for that matter. So make sure you guys subscribe, hit the like button on the way out. If you missed the past streams, don't worry, you're not too far behind because there's only 8 videos so far, and I keep them pretty short and sweet to the point, so you can get the value and get on with your day. Because let's be real, you guys should be spending most of your days at the gym, working out, at work, getting money, and self improving with whatever time you have left, and then sleeping. All right, so let's get into today's topic, which is what Asian girls to avoid. All right. And obviously, this could be any race, but because I'm creating content for Asian guys, I'm just, titling it this. All right. So let's talk about it. So, the first Asian girl you need to avoid is the bra girl. Okay. She's the one who calls you bro. She daps you up, does masculine things with you, wears guy clothing, and has very little to zero female friends that she hangs out with. All right. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a girl like this in the friend zone because they make good wing women. But in terms of romantic relationships, definitely avoid it at all costs. All right. For one, she's always constantly going to be hanging out with their other dudes. Okay. And you know how guys get when there's a girl around, right? They might accidentally stick their, penis inside of her vagina. So it really do get like that sometimes. The ugliest dude in the group, man, he's thinking he's got a chance with anyone. So maybe he hasn't had any in a while and hits on her, and the next thing you know, you got some drama. All right. So yeah, just stay away from these chicks altogether. For that kind of thing. All right. Not only this, but look, a girl who hangs out with a lot of dudes. I mean, not only is she more masculine, but like I said, it's just a recipe for disaster. Okay, you don't want to be that guy dating the bra girl in the group. All right, if you know what I mean. It just screams how feminine you probably are. All right, so avoid at all costs. And yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna move on. All right, it just goes without saying. The next type of Asian girl that you probably want to avoid is the rich and entitled fobby Asian girl. Okay, the one that's wearing like Celine, she's wearing Dior, or whatever designer brand that she can get her hands on. And you know what I say about designer all the time? It's a big fucking scam. So, just try to avoid designer, all right? Not only is it going to be hard for you to keep up with her lifestyle, she's probably into like fine dining and all that other fancy shit that she does. Um, you're just not going to mean as much to her, all right? She's got pretty high standards for everything. And so her bar is set so high that, really no matter what you do, it just won't be enough. All right. So don't even waste your time with these girls, man. Like, even if you got it like that, like if you're a rich dude yourself, I mean, like, don't even waste your time and money with a girl like this, right? Unless she's humble. Like, that's the caveat here, right? If she's not entitled, which I highly doubt, okay, because if she's rocking designer and always has the fancy shit, like that's far from humble. All right. But in the off case she isn't entitled, all right, then it might be worth pursuing because most of the time she's usually gonna run back to her daddy's money and or find a guy who's better than you. and she'll probably run off into the sunset with that guy, all right, in his Lambo. All right. So trying to impress her parents when you're a brokey, or even someone who's trying to make it for himself, like you're just never gonna meet her standards or her parents' standards. So don't even try until you're way above her level and you can be on top of her status wise, okay? Because you need frame here. And you have to understand, like, women are hypergamous. They want someone who's better than them in every way, or else they won't be satisfied. They won't respect you. And look, there's nothing wrong with women being that way. It's just all I'm saying is like understand her nature so that you guys don't make the wrong decisions, okay? And she might put up with you for a little while, but look, that time is just going to be ticking, all right? So like, might as well just not get into the relationship from the get-go. All right, moving on. The third type of girl that you want to avoid, and I've kind of clumped these all together, okay? But you got to understand there's levels to this shit too, okay? But it's basically the e-thought, the OnlyFans model, the IG influencer slash gamer chick, okay? The one who's constantly on social media and dressing up in cosplay, and they stream on Twitch. These girls, all they do is crave attention, okay? And usually they get it all from the simps in the chat that log on to watch her wear all these skimpy clothing, and she's in there talking about the chat that's ignoring her. All right, look, they're fun to look at, but they should never be taken seriously. Like, sure, keep them in the recreational only category, but she should never be anything more than that, okay? You never want to wife these types of girls up, all right? And I feel like this shit is the obvious, but you know, I have to explain myself here because I know some of you guys dream of taking down one of these girls, but honestly, it should end there. Once you've conquered and smashed, move on, bruh. Okay? These girls are constantly advertising themselves. They're constantly on display for other men to see and potentially take her away. This is softcore modern day prostitution, and look, it's honestly been normalized. And so these chicks, they don't see anything wrong with their behavior, nor do they think long term. Like, what if, I leave this footprint on the internet and I have kids, and, the kids these days are going to dig all that shit up and be like, oh, look, I see your mom naked because I got her, OnlyFans for $3. Like, just, just don't even get yourself into that. Like, look into the future a little bit and prepare for the worst. Okay. Um, so yeah, like these girls, they don't even see anything wrong with their behavior. So just trying to get her to stop is going to be next to near impossible. All right. Like, and like I always hear these girls say, oh, I'd quit if my man didn't want me to do it anymore. Look, she's going to expect you to pay for everything then. Okay. Like, this girl is lazy, doesn't want to work, so that's why she resorts to being like a thought on the internet, because it's easy, right? They have zero to no value outside of that. Okay, so don't even bother with her, boys. Just recreational use only. All right, goes without saying, but I feel like I have to add that in there. The next type of Asian girl you need to avoid is obviously the single mom. Okay, you never want to deal with the single mom, especially if you ain't got any kids yourself. All right, I don't care how hot she is. It's a big L. Like, single moms offer nothing but baggage, and not only that, she's gonna expect you to have a relationship with their kids, okay? And you're gonna be stuck with all that responsibility and no authority over these kids. All right? If you end up breaking up with her, you end up breaking up with those kids, okay? And not only that, you're starting a revolving door for the next guy to walk in and, potentially confuse these kids as well. All right? Usually a single mom who couldn't keep a relationship together has issues, all right? They're deeply rooted traumatic issues, and basically they don't have resilience or any loyalty, okay? Cuz if she did, like, why wouldn't she stay with the man that she had a baby with and work it out with her, right? Instead, she checked out, she cashed out, and even if her ex was rich, she's probably fleecing him and then moving on. So what makes you think that she's not going to do that to you? All right? But Rob, she's different than all the other girls. All right? That's just the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard. All right? don't be another number. Not to mention, if you live with her, depending on where you live, you can be on the hook for child support. Okay, after once, like you become their stepfather, and then you guys end up breaking up. Like even if you didn't marry her, like you could still be on the hook for child support. So just be careful with that shit. Okay, again, recreational use only. All right. Hold on, let me take a sip of my water here while I go in on these 304s. All right. Another Asian girl you need to avoid is any of them in their mid 30s, okay? They're all broken, they're all run through, eggs are all probably dried up. And so, not to mention, they're really stuck in their ways. And then trying to get them to change or, fall into your frame is going to be next to near impossible. All right. Girls in their mid 30s who have been in multiple relationships already, it's already ingrained in them, right? That at the first sight of mistreatment or anything that she doesn't want to put up with, she's already halfway out the door. Okay. They're so used to going through breakups and dating men that weren't good for her, um, that she would just rather have her independence than work on herself and change. Okay. Trust me, like they're all gonna be like this. And you don't want a girl who doesn't want to change or has no has no will to want to change and work on herself. All right. It's like that 40 something or 50 something year old guy who drinks beer every day and watches football. You think he's ever going to stop watching football or drinking beer? Like, that's that girl. That's the equivalent of that chick. All right. So just remember the next time you try to get involved with one of these girls, like, don't bother. Okay. And look, as a guy, you have to remember that you do not have an expiry date. All right. As long as you're working on yourself and constantly leveling yourself up, you're entitled to date anyone. All right. No matter what her age is. As long as she's legal, of course. All right. Don't get it twisted. No Diddy shit out here. All right. But listen, people who shit on you for dating younger girls are usually women who are hitting the wall or they're way past their prime or like white knights, okay? And both of these people you're going to want to avoid in your life anyway. So you're good, man. Don't let that shame shit work on you, all right? Um, you know, just who cares? All right? Do you, and if she's, 15 years younger than you, it doesn't matter. All right? All right. The last chick you should probably avoid is the ABG, okay? Otherwise known as the Asian baby girl. And I mean this in the literal sense because, like, there's a whole bunch of, like, these Gen Z chicks who, are just taking the style and then they just run with it, right? Like, they're not really ABGs, okay? Because, like, real ABGs are, like, gangster chicks, okay? The ones who hang out with all the gangster dudes, all right? They're usually tatted up. They got, like, a drinking or drug addiction or something like that. They go out every weekend to party or rave, all right? These chicks, the real ABGs, like these girls are 100% red flags, okay? Girls who go out every weekend, party and do drugs and karaoke, like these girls have way deeper issues than what's going on in the surface, okay? Like, yeah, they may be hot and everything, but looks aren't everything, all right? Usually the hotter they are, the crazier they are, all right? They're so used to guys simping for them and, she's going to expect that behavior from you, right? And like I find that the more feminine she looks on the outside, like they do all the makeup, wear like high heels and skimpy dresses. Like I find that the more feminine they look on the outside, the more masculine they are on the inside. Because if you think about it, she's just trying to hide that shit of like what's inside, right? And so usually these girls attract guys who are softer, more feminine, and it's because they need to balance out that rough interior, all right? And I'm not just talking about her soul here, all right? If you guys know what I mean. And probably an extremely high body count, right? Not to mention all of her exes are probably ex-gangsters and they're probably crazy and still in love with her, okay? So you don't want that drama, just stay away altogether, all right? I've had my fair share of these girls, and believe me, it's not worth pursuing a relationship with them, okay? She's going to expect you to go out and party until she's like 40 and 50. And that's just not the example you want to set for your daughters if you have any, okay? Not to mention how like super unhealthy she is because of all the drugs and drinking. And like that will age a girl fast, okay? And that's why they all like do fucking Botox and plastic surgery and look like little Asian Barbie dolls, okay? Because it's just the partying and the drugs and the drinking. They're all wearing her down real fast, okay? Again, recreational use only, but that definitely don't take her serious. All right, boys. I don't think I need to drag any more of these Asian 304s through the mud, even though it's their own choices that they made them this way. You know what I'm saying? Like, but let them be single, okay? Focus on getting a good girl, someone who is feminine, doesn't behave like she belongs in a nightclub. All right? All right, ninjas. I'm ending the stream here. Make sure to hit the like button on the way out. Subscribe so you can get notifications on when I stream next. So I'll see you guys back here tomorrow, same time, same channel. Rob Bass signing off. Peace.